we are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio grassman or even the Michigan dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome back to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And no, don't adjust your screens or your audio. We are covering the Deer Woman, and it is not an April Fool's joke, as Ethan originally thought it was. And it's also known as the Deer Lady, and it's a spirit from Native American mythology that appears as a young woman with deer feet or just straight up as a deer. And there have been the stories of the deer woman have been told in the Lakota/Sioux tribe, Ojibwe, Ponca, Omaha, Muskegee, Muskogee, Seminole, Choctaw, Cherokee, Oto, Osage, Pawnee, and forgive me for this last one, the Haudenosaunee tribes. And it's mainly told by kids and young adults.
Good job with those
So,
names. Good job.
see, most of them are well known, like the Lakota Sioux and the Ojibwe and the Choctaw, Seminole, and Cherokee. So,
Better than I could do.
and it seems like it just keeps getting circulated by the same age group and demographic that tends to keep like the creepy pastas and the urban legends alive today.
And some associations. So, associations and qualities vary depending on situation and relationship. So sometimes it can kind of change a little bit. But typically, it's vengeful toward men who have harmed women and children. And it's known to sometimes lure and kill these men. And it's also part of the little people, which I looked up the little people, and it's quite literally little people, like small, tiny people.
And fair enough to the dear league, taking out the people that need taken out.
Yeah, they're not killing anyone that's like could be good or anything like that. Just like kind of just trashy people.
Yeah, and to go more in depth of the little people that the dear woman is a part of, the little people's role in Native American myths is to help uphold traditional society, so like making sure women and children are safe in this case, and to discourage harmful actions towards the community. Also, what's kind of known to do. They also hold otherworldly knowledge that they can pass on to humans, and this knowledge can be passed down, though it has to be obtained and transmitted in a very respectful way and maintained in traditional, healthy ways. And the dear woman pushes them away from extramarital affairs. And people who get on the bad side of dear woman and or her uncle Thunder soon no longer exist among the world of the living.
Now, question: do you have any idea who Uncle Thunder is or what he does?
I assume he's got something to do with thunder.
Well, assuming yes, but I didn't know for sure. Because
No, no, I don't know anything for sure.
first time I was reading through here, I heard Uncle Thunder, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, I want to hear more about him.
Possible episode in the future.
And then some other associations. So, sightings of the Deer Woman can be seen as a sign of personal transformation or warning. So, transformation in a bad way, like doing things you're not supposed to. And is said to be fond of dancing because there are sometimes stories of seeing the Deer Woman joining in communal dances unnoticed and only leaving when the beating of the drum ends. So, after the dance is done, she just, like, nopes out.
Which, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. She got the dancing done. She's like, okay, I don't want to be around these humans anymore.
And sorry for the pronunciation of the names coming up in the Lakota legend. Not necessarily our first language. And the Lakota tribe, the Deer Woman is called Anukai or Anakite, and she's the daughter of the first man and woman, and was originally named just Itte, which is face. Itte was a beautiful young woman, which caused Tate or Wind to fall in love with her. The two married and had quadruplets who became the four winds. So the north wind, south wind, west wind, and east wind. And Tate wished to become a god, which, hardly ever ends in a good way. And he enlisted the help of the trickster spire, Inktomi. And Trickster Spire, Ethan, as a Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, sounds like Ko the Face Stealer.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of a trickster spirit spire thing, and
You know,
likes to trick people.
if it said something about stealing faces on there, okay, I'd completely agree with you. And then the Lakota legend continued. So Inktomi caused the sun to fall in love with Ite, and at a celebration, Ite sat in the place of the moon, the sun's wife, and to punish Ite, the sky cast her down from heaven to earth, and half of her face became ugly. Then she was given the name Anukite, or double-faced woman, and I'm not even going to try to say that other one, but it's double woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's it winning Numpa for those on Spotify. You don't have our visual to look at, but yeah, it just means double woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the final part of the Lakota legend, Anakai appears to men in dreams or vision as a single deer or two deer women, one with a white tail and one with a black tail, and her dual sides represent appropriate and inappropriate sexual relations. And men that have relationships with the dear woman are said to go insane. And women who dream of her are believed to gain strong powers or sexual attraction or artistic powers if they make a wise choice in the near future.
Eh,
So men basically get nerfed while women get OP.
where's the deer man? Okay, where the men get the power. Okay, I want to know. I do like kind of the dual sides representation of it, where there's the white tail and black tail. It kind of like the angel and devil on your shoulders kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, very similar.
But I think it's funny that there's even parts in the lore that if people have like men have relations with the deer woman, then they go insane because I'm sure there are people that would probably think like that.
I'm sure that there are people like that out there.
Oh. And then there are some similar legends, which I'm going to try my best to say these. But there's a Gaelic Ause, and then there's Twa de 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 Don, and then there's some Germanic elves, and then there's Slavic Vile and Rusalki, which Rusalki is kind of elves again.
Which we do have an episode
Yeah.
that we went up did. Now it's pretty much Christmas themed because it was part of our like countdown to December a little over a year ago. But go check out the elves video.
Mm-hmm.
It might give you insight to what the deer lady possibly is, or at least add on to it.
Yeah, if not, I mean, elves, you can't hate on elves anyways.
Exactly. Because they make your toys during Christmas time. And on to our thoughts. I think it's an amazingly awesome myth story, but I don't think it's anything more than that. And it's kind of like also kind of like a boogeyman, or in this case, boogie woman story to help keep people in line.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting story, but I do agree that it's only to keep people online. Especially the part of her being like, if you see her in her dreams, sometimes there'll be two of her, like the white and black tail, being kind of like the angel and devil on your shoulder kind of thing, telling you right from wrong kind of thing. It's like, oh, you weren't supposed to do that, and like she protects people, especially women and children, from like trashy men, basically. And it's just interesting story to keep people online. Yeah.
And with that, I think that's all we've got for this week. Next week, we are going to take a look at Willow the Wisp, which is a very common story. So, with that, thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, drop us a follow and comment. And we'll see you next week.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Road. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, but folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokaloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like a phoenix, coming back around again and again. The laser strain on your brain if you've got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney's dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject to folklore.